Warhammer's a universe torn apart by misery and death, but we're gonna save the lives of our people and help put a little bit of this universe back together. It involves a lot of killing, but we're the good guys. My Imperium, right or wrong? Dark Crusade is different to most RTS games. Instead of a linear campaign, there's a whole world we need to conquer. And there are difficult enemy strongholds that play like a regular mission. But the rest are skirmish maps, meaning it's very random. Some things are stupidly easy, others are incredibly broken. You can play as any faction, but canonically, the best chapter are the winners. Although in the lore and cutscenes, there will be casualties, things we have no control over. However, due to the arcadey nature of the game, Marines die like flies.
Genuinely, I want to hear, what the f*** is that tank doing? Does anyone see that?
We're gonna play on hard, but all cutscenes are recorded on easy difficulty. Makes it lore friendly and accurate to how our boys really are. And great timing. The sequel is coming out 200 years in the future, but it's set on the same planet, Kronus. 1. We must save every Marine. 2. We must remove every threat. 3. We must play on hard. A quick note about the last video and the canon ending for Winter Assault. The games don't give us an answer. One book says the Eldar won, one book says the Imperials won, and that the Blood Ravens were on Lawn 5. That's also confirmed in another book and in Dawn of War 2, with the Ravens seemingly fighting alongside Stern. Explains how we got these gifts. I don't have time to go into it, but here is why I believe the Guard won. I look forward to the arguments in the comments. Kronus, an ancient planet with relics from the Horus Heresy. The Tau stole this world, as untold millions of humans live under their shackles. No more, as Kronus is besieged by 7 armies. Due to conflicting orders, Pride, and our Chapter Master. The Imperial Guard is our enemy. They refuse to withdraw. We can minimize their casualties, but we've been tasked by Chapter Master Kyrus to purge Kronus and recover relics of our chapter's origin. This falls upon Captain Davian Thule as we lead 3 companies of Blood Ravens and Grey Knights on this dark crusade.
As ever, our enemy outnumbers us. Each of you must be an army in your own right. The Emperor is with us. The Unknown Primarch is with us. They have come for our blood, but they will drown in their own.
We're the last to arrive on Kronus. Our first strike will be in the Panria lowlands. There are human cities here and loyalists who've been fighting a guerrilla war in the Xenos for years. They can rest now. The Emperor's angels are here. We go. Starting off, it's not bad. We just hold our ground and slowly build up our army, using Captain Thule to tank all the damage while our men shoot from behind. The whole plot armor doctrine. As we're doing this, we slowly capture the map, and after we deploy a few dreadnoughts, we are unstoppable. Alongside our Marines, we kill everything and lock the enemy down in their base. Yet do not wipe it out. When you win, on the world map you can be attacked, and everything you built is still there, except where the enemies spawn. You can only build 6 turrets per stronghold, so we can't turret spam like last time. So we instead build the maximum amount of headquarters. That's 5 in total. We can only build 30 turrets, so I make 1 to 2 rocket turrets next to each strategic point, completely locking this map down. This is impossible for the enemy to ever conquer. I build the last strategic points and then finish the mission. Nice, if we hit certain feats, we unlock war gear. We grab these for damage and grab our honor guard. We get 1 for every territory we have. There's no point attacking the Eldar to the west. There's no humans here. Instead, we look east. Pavonis. It houses the 2nd largest city on the world. the spaceport, and a majority of the human population. That and there's STC technology here. Actually insane. If you know, you know. This is a special mission. There's a few of them with alternative objectives. We have to get 6 servitors before the enemy do. But nah, we're gonna kill everything. Though this is surprisingly hard. I tried to be aggressive, but they have stealth units, so we need servo probes. And of course, the Tau would outrange me in combat. Their weapons actually mince our heavy armor. They do possess some measure of cunning, as they would avoid combat unless they think they could win. So I instead decided to rush them, and was able to take out a base, yet our armies avoided a major clash. And while they're distracted, we roll out a Land Raider. This would lead the charge alongside our Predator tanks, as we finally clashed against them like a wave of purifying fire. As Captain Thor, we rained down hell in the scum. They would keep trying to snipe our boys and hit us from the back like cowards, but no matter. It looks hectic, but with that, we broke them. Now the rest of the mission was easy. We mopped up all of their bases, fortified all strategic points with 1 turret, and built all 5 of our bases all around the map. And we gathered all 10 servitors to secure the spaceport. Brilliant. And after securing the spaceport, we can safely target any territory on the planet. Yet the majority of human cities are in the northeast. And it sounds heretical, but to save as many guardsmen as possible, we need to take them out of the war first. The longer they stay, the more men will die. And wait, what? A man led a riot against some Tau co-workers? I wonder how often this happens.
Curious. Tell him about per capita. I'm getting to it.
We hit the ground running, and instead of turtling and killing hundreds, we rush their base with our captain and 2 scouts, as we kill all of their units first, then quickly make the scouts decap every point they have. They'll eventually run out of money, but unfortunately, we need to kill a few dozen good men. I've got a bleeding heart like a lamenter. If you're cold and practical, considering how many soldiers die on average, this isn't even a drop in the bucket. But we did what we could, and were able to secure the map and lock down this territory for the Imperial. We go ahead and repeat the exact same strategy here, and charge with our early squads, although this does get a bit dicey. They're fighting fiercely. This is why we attack the guard first. The more the enemy builds up their territories, the more we need to kill. With our squads armed up and surgical precision, we're able to deal with their forces and their turrets. And as quick as we can, we capture then fortify the entire map, setting up 5 bases. Nice. And this is when we get our first defense mission. It's, well, incredibly easy. You see exactly where the enemies spawn, and due to us having 5 bases, we can churn out tanks and a Land Raider instantly. It's impossible for them to win. And again, for good measure, we kill a few hundred of the scum as we rebuild these listening posts and turrets, as we mop up their base. Pathetic. This is the industrial heart of Kronus, so of course it's another special mission. We only have 20 minutes to win. We're supposed to gather a ton of energy, but we can do better. They have 2 bases, so I rush our men to destroy 1 base, while my scouts blitz across the map, capturing everything. We pacify the 2nd base, and thankfully no more enemies. And with just a few seconds to spare, we only had time to build a 2nd base. Yet we did fortify and lock down the map with turrets all over. I also make sure to complete the 2nd objective as well, as the heart of Kronus is alive and burning once again. And before we do anything else, we fight off the Necrons as they try to encroach on the farmland of Kronus. The exact place we can't let them fester. Unlucky. And at this point, make sure the captain has a teleporter. Now's the time to strike a blow of mercy, and to push the guardsmen off-world. It has to be us. We can minimize their casualties and evacuate the wounded. If the Necrons, or Chaos, finish them off, the death toll would be staggering.
General Alexander, this is your last chance. We purge this world under the authority of the Chapter Master of the Blood Ravens. Withdraw your men to orbit, and our conflict can still end peacefully.
I have the utmost respect for the Emperor's Space Marines and their millennia of service, Captain Thule. But my orders are explicit and come directly from Segmentum Command. I cannot withdraw.
Then the time for talk is over.
We secure a beachhead as we're able to fight off their first attack wave. We quickly upgrade the base and build everything up and slap down turrets and forces to defend our base. And this is when the mindless slaughter begins. From this point on, every few minutes the guards send waves and waves of men to their death.
Say the line, Avitus.
More corpses.
It's a disgusting waste. We deploy our tanks and 7 assault squads for the attack. So to stop some of their attacks, we send one tank north to secure a foothold as we hold off Ogren's, Karsakin, and Lehman Russ tanks. We can take them out, but their units are tougher than they look. I wipe out their forward base, but their elite infantry and tanks are relentless. We march north as airstrikes rain down upon us. Their tanks and infantry try to stop us, but our men carve a bloody path to their base. The quicker I take down these buildings, the more we'll save. It's difficult to juggle with how much they're throwing at us. With their base gone and their turrets mopped up, we won't be overrun. While back at the base, they're still throwing men at us, but now, sometimes tanks as well. But we finally have some breathing room. Yet if we move forward, we get this cutscene, and Christ. They fire the Titan's cannon and kill 32 Marines. We cannot allow this. I reload our save, and this is why we have Assault Marines. We can bypass that cutscene and their entire army. Though as you can see, there's a lot of firepower around their headquarters. If we rush in, dozens of our men will die. Victory's in sight, but I thought, what about reinforcing the map? I considered it. In the time it will take me to build 4 bases, we would have killed 1,000 more guardsmen and 2 holy Baneblades. And for what? We'll fortify Victory Bay later. I reload my previous save, and I make our squads jump one at a time, throwing a melter bomb and then escaping. It's the only way. I first destroy their artillery, finally take out their Lehman Russ tank, then we can cut our way through. It's the riskiest part, but it's critical to the mission, and it's working.
Surely you can see the end is at hand.
The blood of the Emperor's servants is on your hands, Space Marine.
Our men are banged up. They'll heal next to the apothecary, and I keep the pressure up. They've got one last artillery piece. I send the Honor Guard with his high health to run up, throw the bomb, and jump. Finishing it off with one other squad is easy as we escape. Then we all jump in to secure a beachhead. With that, we've got a clear shot to their base as all 7 assault squads jump with Captain Thule leading the charge.
These Space Marines are gripped by madness, men. They fight against the Emperor's holy will.
I will not be called a traitor, General.
You haven't silenced me yet, Blood Raven.
It's finished. We conquered Victory Bay without a single casualty. But unfortunately, in the final cutscene, 2 Marines are cut down as they destroy the Titan's weapon? Oh my god. That's a relic from the Horus Heresy. Incompetence. We help evacuate all survivors and praise them for their bravery. They had done their regiment proud. Also, this doesn't happen. We didn't kill their commissar, so the 5th Company gets to live. Those who died shall be buried and remembered as heroes. They gave the most that man can give, life itself. Our next target is a unique mission. There's an ancient demon, a Khorne artifact from the Horus Heresy. We need to contain it, but we only have 30 minutes before we fail. We charge the first Necron base and move to wipe it out. Focus on their engineers.
Blood.
Right. The special goal here, to make enough sacrifices for this chaos artifact. Well, fuck that. We're no pawns of demons. We destroy this base, and we quickly rush and make short work of the 2nd to stop more Necrons being deployed, but leave one lad alive.
Moving out. You must kill more of them.
We're not even close to hitting its goal. Besides, Necrons don't have souls. Okay, well, you have fun there, buddy. While he's distracted, I build up and lock down the entire map. As in the center, I assume this is where the demon lays. We send the Grey Knights to stand vigil. When fighting guardsmen or fighting in territories with human cities, never deploy the Grey Knights. If you know, you know. God, we were short in time, but I was able to build 5 bases and reinforce the whole map. And we killed this bozo as well. We now have access to this demonic artifact, allowing us to attack 2 times in 1 turn. But no, we will attack once, then skip our turn. This is the weapon of the enemy. We do not need it. We will not use it. We get tied down in another defense mission? No problem. Take him out and rebuild. I tried to push here, and within 30 seconds, they had all of that. This is broken and impossible. I reload a previous save and, okay, that's the issue. That was their honor guard. And if their army is adjacent to a territory, they'll join the fight. Not ideal. To even the playing field, we're going to deep strike here. It's a unique mission, which lore-wise, there's another STC here. 2 on 1 planet. The Mechanicus are gonna have a field day. But this allows us to build forward bases, meaning we skip Tech 1. The twist here, it's a no base building mission. Though with 2 land raiders, yeah, we're cooking with gas. At first, it was easy. Slaughtering orcs is the scum they are. But never underestimate greenskins. We easily destroy one of their bases, yet they throw a squigoth at us. The land raiders were beat up, but we were able to hold off that beast with our army. We only have 1 servitor, so repairing the land raiders takes a lot of time. The other land raider leads the way, but shortly after, a second squigoth has hit the ground. Right, I can see how the Tau were never able to cleanse all the orcs from Kronus. Our captain tanks the hits, as everything we have is focusing their fire, as we're able to fell the second beast. If we don't destroy that second base now, we will be overrun. But this is a nightmare, as they're pumping out troops and tanks. We can't heal our land raiders quick enough. I slowly push up with a wounded tank in front, using our dreadnoughts. We slowly chip away at their tanks, their units, and finally their base. With that out of the way, our land raiders descend upon their final base, and we will overwhelm them and we will leave none alive. Unfortunately, we can't build a base, but we can build listening posts. It'll have to do for now, but we'll be back. With that done, only now we attack this territory. We build a forward base and being able to tech up much quicker. This challenge is actually doable. If we didn't destroy the first base quick enough, we would be overrun within minutes. Especially with all their troops and turrets, it's kind of a nightmare. But thanks to the forward base, we're able to grind them into dust, just in the nick of time. With that, we can pacify their second base easily now. And after that, we then build up and fortify the entire map, securing our border. In perfect timing, the Necrons attack that isolated mining spot. Perfect, we can actually build it up now. It's amusing, we literally just have 1 servitor and 1 base, but by the time the Necrons finally march on us, we already have tanks rolling over them. We absolutely rip them apart. Then we actually build up and fortify the entire map, finally securing this isolated pocket. The majority of humans and human cities on Kronus are safe, but I want a buffer state between our people and the heretics. Now that the Chaos Horde is away, we tear through here, slaughter their first base, but just because we can. I really take our time to slaughter hundreds of traitor scum. Our bolt guns sing as the monsters of this uncaring universe are put to death. Using normal words, it's a massacre. Only then do we lock down and then fortify the map. With 5 bases, you love to see it. We've secured our borders from the heretical scum in the south, allowing us to focus on the biggest threat, halting the awakening of this tomb world. As in the cutscene, 4 scouts are cut down. But due to their sacrifice, we know where to strike, and we're gonna bring the sky crashing down and bury these catacombs with a bomb.
Kronus will be a tomb world once more.
We're attacked immediately, but with our honor guard, we're able to hold them off and quickly build up until we can deploy 2 tanks, terminators, and marines with rockets. This is our strike force, though we leave a substantial force to defend our base. Yet we get a cutscene of 8 marines getting jumped, although technically no one died as the screen fades to black. knowing how powerful Space Marines are, I know the squad will make it. And for what's happening on the ground with our men, honestly, it's pretty easy. With our tanks in front, we're able to mince their troops and destroy their bases, especially these obelisks, which in time would make the Necrons invisible and able to rebuild themselves. Yeah, these are bad news. We push through and destroy a ton of dormant monoliths as we capture the relic, deploying a Holy Land Raider to lead the charge. Just in time as we destroy most of their dormant monoliths. Christ, if this tomb world had fully awoken, we'd be in a world of pain. From here, we're able to clear out every Xeno rat that rears its head.
All machines
Beware the
serve
alien
the done in the end.
Right, this is from the old lore. Nowadays the Necrons mostly have free will, yet here, the Necrons of Kronus are enslaved by the Catan. Unlucky. Their attacks on our base have doubled. We don't really need to micromanage this, as we destroy the last of their obelisks, and clearing out most of the underground. Even though this entire tomb will be buried, there's no point making new bases, but out of spite, I still capture and secure every listening post. As we push to the heart of the catacombs, there's a monolith defending it. It looks terrible, but our Land Raider can take it. After that, we take on another monolith as well, taking that down all the same. The entire map's been cleared as we finally face the Necron Lord and the Catan enslaving them. The Nightbringer is invincible, but after a while it loses power and forms back to the Necron Lord, which we take it down in seconds. With that, it's time to finish the fight.
Brothers, the plasma bomb is planted. We make for the surface.
We have minutes to escape, but instead of running, we wipe everything out as we fully withdraw all our brothers to the entrance. The captain is the last to retreat.
Bring them back, my lord. The living are escaping. My lord, the living have...
All of our brothers made it, as the Necrons got the death they yearned for. We hear in the next game that during the final battle, Captain Thule lost his eye, killing the Necron Lord. This is where another casualty is taken, Chaplain Michaelis.
The blow should have killed him. Sheer stubbornness was the only thing that could explain how he survived.
He never did take credit for destroying the Necron Lord. He always attributed it to Michaelis. But those of us close to the fight saw that Michaelis had already gone down to wounds.
Captain Thule liked to see his men succeed. I think that was what he liked most about command.
We get attacked by the Eldar, and again we push him back. Before we continue our march south, we need to secure our flank. This territory is admittedly harder than the Necron Stronghold. I tried to play normally at first, yet the Eldar army is huge. I did wipe them out with no losses, but they have 2 bases, meaning 2 armies. The second one would hit me just as I healed up my forces from killing the first. Even now, along this nightmare, I was taking 0 casualties, but by the time my force reached one of their bases, their army from the other one would be wiping out my men. It's doable, but you're gonna lose men. So I restart and instead, I rush B, charging in and destroying their first base with a few rockets, then beelining to the second base. And I pacify them as I then build up the entire map with 5 bases, locking it down for the chapter. With that rabble put down, it's time to break the Eldar. General Alexander originally came to Kronus to hunt down the Farseer. We will accomplish their mission. The Eldar aren't proficient with entrenched warfare, so they have the help of locals.
The Seer Council has named the young king. Exarch Racanus of the Warp Spider Shrine shall sacrifice himself to awaken our most powerful warrior, the Avatar of Cain.
None shall escape my wrath.
We fight off their initial attacks. The biggest threat are their vehicles, which can instantly kill our honor guard if we're not careful. But with them out of the way, Orcs already? Okay, right. That is our first target. We slowly build up our army and a suitable defense for the base. Then we march out, butchering every feral greenskin as we push in and free the untamed Squiggoths. They go through and rampage through the base, giving us time to cut our way through the Xeno filth. Both Squiggoths are killed, but they make our job easier as we wipe out this Orc clan and get reinforcements.
More of 4th Company's armor was isolated in the mountains. They too have joined the fight.
But with these tanks, we dive onto the Eldar, who teleport away. But we run into heretics.
Got them! Got them all!
Turncoat scum. Give them the Emperor's mercy.
The Eldar Witch is in league with Chaos. Strike quickly!
You are as deluded as that fool Eliphas, Captain Thule. I will kill you first, and then scourge any Eldar I can find.
Very ballsy of the Eldar, manipulating this warband. Though the slaves of Chaos are used to being manipulated. I deploy the Grey Knights of the Order Malleus as we utterly obliterate this scum, their base, and finally, their leader. I order the Grey Knights to stay. They may cleanse any corruption as more reinforcements arrive. With all 4 tanks, we secure the entrance to their stronghold as we slaughter endless waves of Eldar. And this is the perfect time to really take our time and build up 4 new bases around the map. These will stay in the future, don't worry. And with that done, and countless aliens butchered, now is the time to push. Charging and cutting our way through until we secure the relic, deploying the Land Raider. And with this force, we're only supposed to capture and defend the webway gates. But nah, we're gonna push through into their main base and, oh my god. Yeah, a prism tank is as powerful as ours, and they have 6 of them, I think. With overlapping infantry and the avatar of Cain, with triple its health, this is gonna take a hot minute. We slaughter endless waves of them as I heal up my tanks, and we have another go of it. And again, we withdraw right before anyone dies. We repeat this about 20 times until we're finally able to take down the avatar, but they're still dug in. This whole thing took me about an hour or so, and I think I killed at least 1,000 knife eaters. But using orbital bombardments, we're slowly pushing through as we're finally able to break them and destroy their base. It's time to put on the final touch as I build this area up and lock down the map. Only then do we capture these webway gates. But instead of waiting 10 minutes, we destroy their last building and instantly win. With that, their footnote in history is all but secured.
The webway is closed to us now. We are trapped on this world. The avatar of Cain has fallen. Go, all of you. Find what refuge you can in the wilderness of this world.
Escape is still possible, Farseer.
I do not deserve that title, Harlequin. My vision has failed us all. My fate is here, and I shall not flee from it.
A handful of Eldar flee, yet Taldir of Ulthway refuses to run, hoping she'd done the right thing. I respect her. She's the only Eldar who ever made sense. Yet we've avenged every human who died because of her. Among the corpses of her own people ends the story of Farseer Taldir. Now, only the brutal are alive. We see Kais and Eliphas duking it out. Knowing both men, especially Kais, those battlefields would be bloody and brutal. Nice, he's also fighting on 2 fronts, holding off Gorguts as well. All Eldar survivors on Kronus have fled here. It's time for them to join their ancestors. You know the drill. No mercy, no quarter. We rush their first base and take it out instantly. Then we march on and pacify the second base, in killing their final leader, the Harlequin, as we secure this map and lock it down, cutting down the last few hundred knife ears, finally securing our flank. As we march southeast, not much has changed. Kais and Eliphas lead their forces into grueling trench warfare, while Kais is holding off Gorguts. Because of all this fighting, they have no honor guard. As we have all these veterans of the First Company, they won't be able to withstand the Blood Ravens, as again we're able to rush their first base, killing everything in our way, then corner the other base, though we're only able to kill about 100 Tau. Still, we build up the map and lock it down and secure it for the Imperium. Our grip on this planet is undeniable. Eliphas was able to break the siege, yet Kais led a brilliant counterattack against this Darktide. Okay, they've had their fun. We're gonna break the stalemate and purge everything. It does seem broken, but this is the only way, as our honor guard is so numerous. We consistently win these skirmish maps with ease, as we're able to lock them down, build up 4 more bases, and secure the entire map. And with that, it's time to remove the crown from the old rulers of Kronus. That is the target. They're ethereal. We take him down and it's all over. Because their commander is Kais, yeah, that one, besides doing some Primarch tier shit in his past, he'll go on to become the Tau's version of these guys. Doom guy, if you will.
It's quiet.
Because of him, this is the most difficult stronghold in the entire game. And we take the most losses so far here. It is very hard to tell from the angle of the cutscenes, but listening to their death sounds, it seems we take 8 casualties, 4 scouts and 4 marines. We won that skirmish, but at a cost.
Surrender, human. If not for you, then for the greater good.
The greater good is coming to you from my bolter, alien.
Do the deaths of your soldiers mean so little to you? Are you that mad?
Do the deaths of yours mean so much to you, alien? Are you that weak?
Right out of the gate, we're under siege, under lockdown. Takes a lot of micromanagement, but without Dreadnought and Captain, we're barely able to hold them off with no casualties. The problem is that their infantry actually ignore tanks and target our marines in the back. They will keep sending regular attack waves from both directions. We've built up the base enough, but we still need to micromanage every single attack. They have 2 specialized bases. This one to the west is churning out tanks, while to the east has Operation Kroot Shield. So we launch our attack west and run into this mess. We actually fail. They outrange and outdamage our boys. We gotta lock in. The captain's up front with the tanks and the troops are in back. And I've never spammed orbital bombardment more in my life. But with this holy fire, we're able to disrupt their ranks, as we're able to halt a ton of their heavy armor. This gives us much needed breathing room. Well, until they charge a Narlock, a dinosaur, at our base. Shockingly, our forces at home were able to hold them off. I thought it'd be harder. With that, we now march east and run into another Narlock. Unlucky, but it's not enough as we purge another outpost. Everything they throw at us is never enough, as our men are an unstoppable force, as we raze their Kroot base to the ground. Now the path to their main base in the middle is clear, yet it's too well defended, so we chip away at them with tanks, terminators and orbital bombardments, until we breach their defenses and capture their communications array, revealing the stealth units in the city.
If you would only see reason.
Our faith is in the Emperor of Man, alien.
Then you follow the path to destruction.
Better destruction than bondage.
So says the slave to the free man.
We capture the relic and deploy our holiest weapon. It's time to end this. We obliterate their meager defenses as we break through to their HQ, as we try to clear the area around it before charging in. Their honor guard are fanatically throwing themselves at us.
Target spotted! Eliminate that Xeno, brothers!
Your murderous ways condemn you to barbarity, Space Marine.
We do as much damage, but we need to pull back and repair our tanks. We've done this rodeo before. Even with a Land Raider and the sky crashing on them, they're really hitting back hard. And we keep repeating this over and over. And after our 5th push, they're broken. Their line collapses and we clear out everything. But do not kill the Ethereal. I go around the city butchering any hidden tower units, then I build up 4 large bases throughout the city, locking down the Xenos capital of Kronus. Then we execute our duty, cutting down that alien filth as we take 0 casualties in the cutscene. As throughout the city, their forces are broken. We've done it, yet Kais manages to live and escape.
We will return on El to Tau for burial. There is nothing left for us here.
Eliphas invades the old Necron Stronghold. Since the tomb's buried, there's a new map. And thank God, we get 2 bases. Eliphas and his honor guard fall upon 1. I'm able to delay them with a few buildings. We have no honor guard, so we gotta do this the hard way. With the time given to us, we capture a huge swath of the map and quickly tech up and build a small force. They immediately attack us here. And it looks hectic, but we push them back. With our tanks in the field, the best form of defense is offense. We cut down hundreds of misbegotten curs as we're able to whip out a Land Raider. But this is rough as tons of obliterators and demons and teleport right on top of us, over and over, making it hard to heal up our forces. We had to take out their smaller base here first. Then we marched onto their main base. It was a tough fight, but after we punched through, they're finished. I pacify their base, and I reinforce and fortify the entire map with 5 bases, as we finally secured the plateau above the Necrons. And now, it's time to surround the Ork Stronghold as we assault the last of their holdouts. With it being fortified to level 10, they do give us a run for our money, with multiple armies, multiple big battles. But with our honor guard and our tried and true tactics, it takes a bit of effort, but we surgically eviscerate all of their forces. Then pacify their base and we build up, locking down this entire island. Finally, we march onto the Greenskins, and amusingly, Commander Farsight himself failed to purge the Orcs here long ago. But now, they're more ferocious, being led by Gorguts. This task falls upon us now. Gorguts butchers one of our scouts. There's nothing we could do.
You think you can sneak about without me boys seeing ya? You think you can come for me, Ed?
Your green tide stops here, Ork. You will find only death here.
I like that kind of talk, you me. I still got room on me stick for your head.
And I have room for you under my boot, alien.
I like the way you think, you me. This is gonna be fun.
After fighting back their first wave, we set up defenses and make ready a task force to push into the enemy. Our honor guard and marines can easily hold the base as our forces press on. The secondary objective is to make the clans rebel against Gorguts by taking out their banners. It works, but to make life easier, I just wipe them out. We're not going to let this problem fester. Instead of doing anything else, we fight to the relic first. The Green Tide throw themselves at us. Unlucky. With that, we now have the Land Raider, although the Orc attacks are ramping up with the Leman Russ tanks and a ton of Orc boys. So forget about fortifying this early. We focus down on the tank base first to stem that tide. As we take out these bases, try to make sure there's no survivors. But as we're taking out these bases, we need to purge every single attack wave. They have tanks now, so if any of them reach our base, they'll start killing our men. We then take out the 3rd Orc base, although a few of them slip off as we take on another wave. Then, as we're taking out the 4th Orc base, it does turn into a bit of a mosh pit. As we're hit by an attack wave at the same time, we handle it with no problem. And with that, we march onto the Ork Stronghold. Now, a wise commander would advise to hit them from the side. Nah, we're doing this for the glory and bragging rights. We're going for a frontal assault, even dealing with a squiggoth, as we push and cleanse the way forward as hell descends from the heavens above, until the area's been cleared. Before the final push, I clear out the rest of the map of all feral orcs. A lot more of them got away than I first thought, but with all of them wiped out, the assault on their headquarters begins. And honestly, it wasn't that hard, as we crush them underneath our treads. We destroy the rest of their base, yet we keep Gorguts alive. We pull back, then we go around and fortify the entire map, locking it down and making sure we slap a base on their holy site. With all four set up, it's time to take him down. As we see in the cutscene, Gorguts, the orc who won't stay dead, flees instead of fighting a last stand. He starts to run, and our men do chase for a second, but he makes his escape.
Use explosives! Tell what? The bomb, you git! The bomb! It's a bomb!
Unfortunately for him, that and his knobs won't even kill a single Marine. Sucks to suck, loser. We'll catch him in the sequel. In the Aftermath report, we get confirmation that Captain Thule enacts Scorched Earth, burning most of the Green Coast to ensure the orcs have been thoroughly purged from Kronus. It's time we encircle the Chaos Scum. Starting here, now that we've hit critical mass, our Honor Guard are more than enough to cut down every traitor. As we destroy one base and pacify the other, lock down and reinforce the entire island. As we slaughter hundreds of traitors. Done. With the heretic forces contained to the mainland, it's time to attack Eliphas head on. We crush his army and put him on the back foot. His meager honor guard are nothing. We cut them down alongside their first base and pacify the second. Even though this map is tiny, we still cram in all 5 bases, then wipe out the scum. That dog Eliphas is cowering in his stronghold, leaving his men to die at our hands. Knowing the sequels, this is very accurate. God, it must be so demoralizing for them, knowing they've lost so much and we haven't even taken a single casualty. As we again, just like clockwork, clear out and fortify the map. Unlucky. We march onto the last territory they own, and again, they utterly do not stand a chance. Veterans of the First Company doing what they do best, as we finally lock down, secure, and pacify this last skirmish map for good. We stand on the precipice of saving this world and its people. Now I skip a few turns to build up enough requisition to put troops in every territory. Kronus is now more fortified than most planets. Every territory is a stronghold in its own right. Although I don't station any troops here, that demon from the Horus Heresy lurks there. Knowing what happens in the future, the risk of corruption is too high. Bask in the glory of a secured planet. 15,000 kills, 0 deaths. Put that in the Codex Astartes, bozo. We have all the honor guard and all the war gear, but it won't be easy. In the heart of the Chaos Wastes is a gate, as the warp bleeds through into our world.
Yes, come forth to bear the word of chaos. We have raised altars in this land, so that we may sacrifice you to our gods. The chosen of Khorne hunger to add you to their bloody tally. The blood god himself has marked this land, and will claim your skulls for his throne. There is no hope in opposing the inevitable.
4 of our brothers are captured, as 10 are killed by that dog Eliphas. Our fallen need more than prayers. They need vengeance. The biggest challenge is up front. Their assault is relentless. I send the captain to the left by himself.
Welcome, Captain. Chosen. Have you seen orders the truth received at last?
I won't listen to your lies, heretic.
Then I won't lie to you, brother. You've been lied to enough.
He can handle the cultists and demons, while the rest of our men focus on the berserkers and marines from the right. Their heavy guns will bear down on our men, so we have to be careful. Even with the dreadnoughts up front, they'll die if we're not careful, but with them in the turrets, we stem the tide. With the beachhead secure, we fully upgrade and build our base, and then deploy our forces. We can save those 4 captured Marines. However, they throw a bloodthirster at our base. It's afraid to fully commit. It takes a while to coax the beast into its death.
Demon spawn.
Demon spawn? One so hopelessly ignorant of his origins should not be so quick to insult another's parentage, brother.
We are not brothers, heretic.
Of course not. My mistake.
With that out of the way, we rush to save our imprisoned brothers. But we have to avoid these shrines to Khorne. We're delayed, but we're able to come around and assault the ritual site. We still have time. They try to hold us back, but to little avail. We push in and silence their sorcerer, freeing the 4 prisoners, 3 Terminators and 1 Marine. And while we're here, we capture the relic, allowing the Land Raider to heed the Cold War for one last time. That 1 Terminator will join our strike team. The other 2 and that 1 other Marine survivor will stay at the base. In fact, they'll be used to help defend all enemy attacks from the east. We link up the rest of our forces, and now we surge forward as we destroy their shrine to Khorne. The land becomes safe. And with that, we march to the east as our full might is brought to bear. All resistance, every chaos dog, and every single base are all crushed under our boot. Our force rallies outside the main entrance, as we've got Marines and Grey Knights deployed at every exit, cutting off any escape. Then we clear the rest of the map, setting up 4 new bases all over, and fortifying every listening post. It's time.
Ancient ruins, Captain. There are traitors all over it.
Purge them! We must recover those relics!
In the Emperor's name, let none survive. The enemy has layers of defense with tanks and infantry, yet all resistance is utterly crushed. Until we pull up to their main base. Eliphas throws everything at us, but with fire, bolters, and orbital bombardments, we cut down all that dare stands against his angels. We withdraw to heal 1 time, and then make 1 final push in his glorious name. It's done. We instead take our time, killing the scum pouring out of the warp. As we finish fortifying the last listening post, the planet is secure. As we tear down this unholy gate and free this planet from death and mysticism.
They reject the word of chaos, my lord. The faithful here are not strong enough.
It is a poor shepherd who blames his flock apostle. This failure is yours and yours alone.
No. No!
You will have no such chance.
As Eliphas is torn apart by his gods, it's finished. Kronus is liberated, its people rescued, and relics secured. Yet the Imperial Guard report us to the Inquisition. We convinced them that the Astra Militarum should have withdrawn.
Nevertheless, the Inquisition kept a watchful eye on the chapter. For the rumors of hoarded relics never fully abated. And indeed, the darkest time in the chapter's history began soon after the war's end.
We'll get to that. Under my command, we sustained 0 casualties. Unfortunately, that's not the case with cutscenes. And in Dawn of War 2, there's a ton of war gear, many from Kronus, but most of these are us just kicking ass. We see the death and sacrifice of Janus and Curtis. This armor piece, which I'd wager was worn by one of these boys. 2 Astartes were corrupted. Knowing what happens to the traitors in our chapter, I count these 2 as casualties. Trust me. In total, there are 30 casualties, 1 chaplain, 9 scouts, and 20 marines. And sometimes when Astartes are killed, some pull through and survive their injuries. It's possible this number is even lower. Unfortunately, we killed 1,977 guardsmen. I hate it, but anyone else would have slaughtered thousands more. In exchange for 6 armies destroyed, ancient STC and relics secured, this is our chapter's greatest triumph.
What was it like serving under Captain Thule in the Kronus campaign?
Captain Thule was probably the best tactician I have seen. Victory was usually a certainty when he was in charge, and very few Blood Ravens died under his command.
Agreed. There were no fool's errands or pointless suicide missions when Captain Thule was in command.
After the Dark Crusade, Captain Thule became a shell of his former self. He discovered the origin of our chapter, but he burned that knowledge.
Is that you, Imperial?
It is Thaddeus, Captain. Do you not recognize me?
The secrets of Kronus shall not pass my lips.
Going from what info we have, it could be wrong, but it's likely the Blood Ravens descend from the Thousand Suns. Our Primarch is a demon. During the Horus Heresy, before the Space Wolves burned Prospero, Magnus ordered the fleet away. This is where the Blood Ravens come from. Technically means they're a second founding chapter. It explains why we have relics dating back to the Great Crusade. Not sure how they weren't affected by the flesh change. Here's some thoughts, but I'd wager it's something to do with Janus, the original Grand Master of the Grey Knights, a Thousand Sun loyalist who infused himself with a shard of Magnus. Though we'll never know. It's a secret the galaxy shares with no one. After Dark Crusade, the next game is Soulstorm, and it's an unmitigated disaster. Both the game and story. Nearly every race in the galaxy would fall upon the Korriva system, including 4 Imperial armies. The Kronus Regiment, led by General Alexander. The Korriva Regiment, led by Vance motherfucking Stubbs. A Sisters of Battle battalion, including a living saint, and 5 companies of Blood Ravens, led by Captain Boreal. He's got a reputation.
We are the Space Marines! We are the Emperor's Fury!
Stubbs just arrived to this neglected system, led by incompetence. This is when the Warp Storm arrived, and in a single moment, 2 Guard regiments were slaughtered. The 253rd and 254th. The final regiment, the 252nd, were nearly broken, as General Alexander arrives with the 1st Kronus Regiment to secure the system, yet was cut down in the intro. Their heroic last stand is what made the Sisters of Battle declare the local guardsman is corrupt, allowing this heresy to spread. Which isn't entirely untrue, but in the end, every single army was slaughtered by Gorguts, as the Orks conquered Korriva. There's a retcon. Instead of Gorguts leading one of the biggest wars the galaxy has ever seen, he instead got bored, and Gorguts left to track down some ancient weapon. Korriva would fall to endless civil war between feral orcs. Not ideal, but that is the best outcome of an orc victory. Genuine shame the Guard didn't win. We really could have used those guardsmen. This is a blow to the Imperium and our chapter. This incompetent, so bold and so foolish, led around 400 Blood Ravens to their death and defeat. Even in universe, he's left quite the legacy. 2 companies crippled, 3 companies destroyed, barely 500 Marines left.
Boreal and many others died there, including most of my scouts. Boreal died there. Boreal died there. Boreal died there.
Memes aside, Chapter Master Kairos sent our brothers to die. Boreal was loyal to Angelos. He was inexperienced. He was sent alone, undersupplied, and with no command staff. He was set up to fail, and Kairos' first step of ascending the demonhood is complete.
Korriva left the chapter dangerously undermanned. If we lose our recruiting worlds now, the Blood Ravens will not survive.
Korriva was a huge mistake. I will not speak of it again.
Yet our flawless campaign in the Dark Crusade may save our chapter. 3 companies at full strength, a planet liberated, and untold millions saved. We've done our part to keep the flame of humanity alive for just a little bit longer. A rare good ending, if you can call it that. Now, the Aurelia sector, our only recruiting worlds, will be under siege by the Shadow in the Warp, the Tyranids. If we lose our worlds now, our chapter will not survive. Our people, our home, will burn as the blood of our ravens will be spilt. We are not finished. There are people counting on us, and you can't let them down. The fight for our chapter's very existence, for our chapter's very soul, will occur here, and none shall find us wanting.